How do you calculate acceptable MQL costs? So yeah, I think I touched on it here. Is you want to look at these conversion rates. I'll use simple numbers. Let's say your average deal size is $10,000. Let's say 25% of your SQLs get the closed one. That means per SQL, you can only spend $2,500. If let's say 20% of your MQLs get to SQL, that means per MQL, you can spend about $500 in order to break even within 12 months. That being said, you don't always have to break even in 12 months. 12 months is like a overarching metric, but depending on your cash flow situation, how much money you've raised, where you are as a business, you may violate that rule at your discretion. Let's say we've raised, there's tons of companies that have raised like $200 million recently. Everybody's a unicorn nowadays. Those companies are not breaking even in 12 months. And so what they're doing instead is they're pouring gasoline and they're saying, we will break even in year 2 or year 3. We want to capture as much market as possible. And so we will allow our acceptable cost per MQL to be 3x what we would normally want it to be. So depending on your business context and where you want that payback period to be, you would make a judgment call, but 12 months is a good guideline.